Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates.
Hello and welcome to Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates. I'm your host for today, Michael Selbeck, and I'm here with Judge Robert Lane.
Thank you for inviting me, Michael.
You're welcome. So for the people out there that don't know who Robert Lane is, tell them a little bit about yourself.
5th Judicial District Court Judge, Department 2. I've been the judge for about 14 years, and for 7 years before that, I was a deputy DA out of Tonopah. We do Nye, Mineral, and Esmeralda County, which is Hawthorne, Goldfield, Tonopah, and Pahrump, are where our district courts are located. It takes about 4.5 hours to drive from the Pahrump court to the Hawthorne court. We do criminal, civil, juvenile, probate, family law, drug court, and other kinds of law. And we're the second busiest jurisdiction in the state after Las Vegas. We do 2,700 cases a year, which means over 14 years I've done over 30,000 cases.
Wow, that is a lot. So you actually have to travel up to Tonopah then?
To Hawthorne, yeah, even further.
Now, how many judges are there that do that?
Just me and Judge Wonker are the only two in the 5th Judicial District. And because we travel a lot and we see a lot of different kinds of cases, they're looking into making a reality show out of us right now and start putting it on TV, and that'll be interesting.
Are you serious?
Yeah, start making a reality show.
That would be, I'd watch it. That'd be neat. So you told us a little bit about what you do, but tell us about you. Family man? How long have you been here in Pahrump?
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I went to basic high school in Henderson, Nevada.
Okay.
And I worked a couple of jobs when I was in high school to help mom support the family. And when I graduated, I wasn't sure what to do with my life, so I joined the U.S. Navy. That was right after the Vietnam War, back when people weren't joining.
Right.
And so I was a patriot, and I thought I'd join, and I went on to submarines. The last diesel boat submarine the Navy had, the USS Barbell, SS-580 out of Pearl Harbor, and did a Westpac. And then I became a chaplain's assistant and did isolated duty in Newfoundland and Long Beach, traveled a good chunk of the world, and did 6.5 years in the Navy, and then I went on a mission for my church in Toronto, Canada for a couple of years. Then I came home, and for some reason, I was living in the back of a carpet store, driving an old beat-up pickup truck with no education and no money, and for some reason, the girls weren't interested in marrying me. So I decided I'd better go to college. When I was 28 years old, I went to UNLV, and I graduated in 2 years with honors.
Wow.
Got my bachelor's degree in political science.
In 2 years, you got
Correct.
your bachelor's.
2 years. And then I went off to law school at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, and I graduated early from there by overloading each semester. I graduated in 2.5 years. And back in those days, they only had the state bar in Nevada once a year.
Okay.
And because I was graduating in the winter, they let me take it the summer before I graduated.
Oh,
so I actually took and passed the bar at the end of my second year of law school and went back to law school already having passed the state bar.
Oh, that's got to be very uncommon.
That's 1 in a million, I think. And then I graduated from law school, and I got a job as a deputy DA up in Tonopah. And 7 years later, ran for judge in Pahrump and got elected. And that was 14 years ago. So I've really had a great journey. The Lord's really blessed me. I've had a wonderful life. Good wife, Samantha, 4 good kids, all born and raised here. This is home for us.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been here in Pahrump?
14 years now in Pahrump.
14 years in Pahrump.
And my oldest, Bobby, he's 20. He's on a mission in London, England right now. Hannah's 18. She just graduated Pahrump Valley High. She was the head of the ROTC, the commander, and she got scholarships, and she's a great student, and she's heading off to BYU, Idaho, in Rexburg. Baden is 16. He's special needs with autism, and he's going to be home for a while. And my youngest, Spencer, is 13. He just started 8th grade at the middle school.
Middle school. And I imagine with that many children, your wife's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, soap operas and bonbons. That's pretty much.
You're going to catch it for that.
She's not going to see this, is she?
I think I'm going to email it right to her.
She works very hard.
I bet she does. You're running for technically your 4th. You had a 2-year, your 6th year, and your 6th year.
Right.
And now rerunning again. What made you decide to rerun again?
Well, I'm a young man still. I'm only 55 years old, and I think I got about 20 more years in me, good years. I love being the judge, and I think I've done a real good job. I've never been late, never been sick, never missed court. I've only had 3 weeks vacation in 21 years. I love my job. I love helping people, and I've had a really good record. Most cases that come in front of me, I get the decision and the order out within a day or two. I've done hundreds of complex cases, famous cases, hard cases, and I've never been reversed, except on a couple of minor issues. But I've never had a mistrial or had to redo a trial. Judge Davis used to have to do a couple a year, and a lot of judges, it's normal to get reversed and have to redo trials. But I save a lot of taxpayers' money by not getting reversed and civil money. And back when Judge Davis was sick, I was carrying probably, for a number of years, I did 60% of the caseload, and then for a year or two, I did 95% of the caseload. Despite that, I still got the orders out quick and had a real good record. So I'm really proud of myself. I love the job. I love the work I've been doing, and I love helping people. And almost every decision I make, I'm helping either the community or the victims, or trying to help the family, deciding who gets custody, trying to do what's best for the kids. It's a great job, very rewarding.
Absolutely. It sounds like a very rewarding job. I don't even know. I'll have to ask. Who's running against you?
I can't remember her name.
You don't remember her name?
But she's an attorney. She's works occasionally out here, a little bit in Vegas. I'm not really familiar with her.
So you said famous cases, not famous cases. How much of that are you allowed to talk about now that the case is over?
Well, you know, a little bit of the problem is I have the kind of memory in court where I'll do a case with the guy in front of me for a week, a criminal case, murder or whatever, and a week later I could walk by him in Walmart and not remember his name, not recognize him, and so forth. And it's the same with all the big cases I've done over the years. You know, somebody will walk up to me and say, have you done anything great? And I'll say, nothing I really remember. And then they'll mention a case, and oh yeah, I did that one. And there have been quite a few cases against the commissioners, the DA, the Nevada State Taxation Board, water rights, big civil cases involving homes sinking here in town. There was a case that made the paper about whether or not you could have horses on property. And what are some of the recent ones? The Fellini case where the guy hit the cow, and some murder cases.
Not to cut you off, but we actually have to take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be right back with Robert Lane.
Thanks.
Court reporter with Stovall and Associates.